Hi, you guys. All right, so today I am going to be talking to you guys about how to just dive into something if you're feeling really nervous or scared about making that next move in your business or starting your business, or just what do you do with that fear? What do you do with that doubt? How do you navigate it? This is something that's near and dear to my heart, so I'm really excited to dive into that with you today. If you are new to my community, welcome here. My name is Shanae. I'm a online business mentor for virtual assistants, basically helping you just to move that needle forward in your business. The goal of this YouTube channel is really to give you some tips and tricks, that actionable items that you can do, steps, things that you can apply to your business right away that will help you just take that next notch forward in your business. Okay, so the biggest thing when it comes, I've been seeing this a lot lately, so this is why I really want to talk about it, and I really want to just share my own experiences from it with it. So what I've been seeing from a lot of virtual assistants specifically is this fear of starting the business. So say they've already done a course, or they've already had this idea that they've wanted to launch their business, and there's this fear that sort of is holding them back. So this fear of the unknown, the fear of feeling rejected, no one loves to feel rejected at all. The fear of it not going well or not succeeding. So the thing is, with fear, you have to start questioning where the fear is coming from. Why is it showing up? Where are these negative thoughts coming from? So early on, when I first started my business, I really had no idea what mindset work was. I never practiced it intentionally. I had no idea what that even meant, to be totally honest. And so I came across, or I learned how to navigate my negative thoughts. And this is something I practice even to this day. And it's just something that helps me to get out of my head, and it helps me to basically ground me when I am feeling those negative thoughts coming in, when I'm doing something new for the first time, or just feeling like I'm not good enough to accomplish said task, or if I'm not worthy enough to actually achieve that goal. That's all mindset stuff, and that's all just negative talk in your head. It's not true. You are worthy. You are you're 100% capable of doing anything that you set your mind to. But oftentimes, the mindset is what is stopping you from actually moving forward in your business, and what's preventing you from succeeding in your business, because you're stopping yourself dead in your tracks to actually do those action items to move forward because of that fear. So if you take anything from this video today, just learning how to navigate the negative thoughts and start practicing this and applying it into your day-to-day life, into just learning to recognize these thoughts and then just putting into practice, the more that you do it, the more comfortable you're going to feel about it, and the easier it's going to get for you. And it's going to feel weird initially. You're talking to yourself, you're talking to your inner critic, you're talking to your inner self, basically. And not a lot of people know how to do that. Not a lot of people have been taught how to speak kindly to themselves, right? So it's all of these things that we need to learn how to do, and how to navigate it, and how to amp ourselves up and be our own cheerleaders. You know what I mean? So the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to recognize the thought. So when you're having this negative thought, so say you have the self-doubt of I'm not worthy enough, or I'm not good enough to start that business. Okay? So that's the negative thought that we're working with, essentially. So now that you've recognized the thought that's coming in and that's happening, we have to now rewire your brain to think of this thought in a different way. So the next thing you want to do is basically give that thought a voice, and basically be like, yeah, this is what I'm thinking right now. Even if you just say it out loud, like, this is how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like I'm not worth it. The thing is, a thought is just a thought until it becomes attached to a feeling. Okay, and then you eventually it's going to become it's this an emotional attachment to the thought, and then that's what stops you from actually making that step forward or taking that action. So, if you can give your emotion around the thought a voice and feel like you're being heard, it makes a huge difference. And sometimes that's enough just to be like, okay, I was acknowledged enough, and it moves on. But the point is, you want to give your thought a voice and be like, yep, this is how I'm feeling. This is true. Your feelings are your feelings, they're valid. The thought may not be true. That may be a negative thought, a false accusation that you're telling yourself, but you are still feeling a certain way. So you want to validate that feeling and give it a voice. So by saying, yes, I'm acknowledging that I feel like I'm not worthy enough to start this business. Then the next step is to actually move past the negative. So now you've acknowledged how you actually feel about it. And now you want to flip it, reframe the thought. So you want to say, okay, this is how I'm feeling, but it's not true. So what is true? I am worthy of starting this business. I am worthy of the success that's going to come from this business. Those are the more positive affirmation. Those are the positive thoughts that you want to be rewiring your brain when those negative thoughts come in, so that it helps you to be able to rebound a little bit quicker. So like the negative thought comes in, you're like, nope, like I'm not listening to that inner critic. Thank you very much. I am worthy of X, Y, and Z, right? After doing this over and over again, the more that you do it, the more that you get comfortable with recognizing the thoughts. Even just that alone is a skill. Being able to slow down enough in your day, because everyone gets so busy and we get so caught up in our own head, and like just so much is going on all the time. We're running a mile a minute all the time. Just it's a busy lifestyle that we have. So if you can slow down enough and actually recognize the negative self-talk that's happening and be able to stop it dead in its tracks and be like, hey, like something's going on here. What is happening? And being able to get to the root of why that is coming up. So say if you haven't done a Facebook Live before, and now suddenly you're doing a Facebook Live and you have all this doubt coming in, and you're like, I'm going to fail at this. No one's going to show up. No one's going to listen. Like, I'm going to stumble over my words. The bottom line is, yeah, all of that could happen, but you still have value. You still have to get the point across. Whether people show up to the live or not, it's besides the point. You're not going to have a huge audience showing up to your first live. You're not going to have a huge audience right in the beginning of your business. Like, you're still building, you're so fresh and so new in the online space, in your networking, in like building your community. So you have to give yourself a second to actually make those genuine connections and actually build that community around you, right? So like it doesn't just happen overnight. And something that I refer to a lot or think about a lot is just the fact that a flower doesn't bloom overnight. When you plant the seed, you have to nurture it and you have to give it like all the elements that it needs to thrive, and which is sun and water and a nourishing soil, right? And then you sit there for weeks and weeks until finally you see a little bud and you're like, okay, something's actually working here, and I can actually like can see the progress. So all my hard work is finally paying off. There's a little bud on that flower now. And then you keep nurturing it, you keep watering it, you keep giving it all like the right things and everything that needs to do to thrive. And then it suddenly it starts blossoming and starts producing these beautiful flowers, right? That could be like 6 months down the road. That could be a year down the road, but it's not something that's going to happen immediately. And I think a lot of us tend to put this expectation on ourselves where we need to succeed the second that we like start doing something. You set your mind to something, you're taking that action, and then you're supposed to see that end result. But that's just not how business works, unfortunately. That's just not how things work. If you really want this business to work and you have that desire and that pull to really like to go for it, you have to be in it for the long haul, and you have to be patient. You have to be patient with yourself and understand, give yourself some grace that there's a huge learning curve that you're going through with starting a business. Even if you've had other businesses in the past, every business is different and you learn something from it. And if you can shift your mindset to being more of, what am I learning out of this? What did I like even if something goes negative, say you did the live, you had a lot of technical issues, you didn't have anyone show up, and you stumbled on every word. Okay, shit, that didn't feel great, but what did we learn from it? How can we prepare maybe next time so we're not feeling so shaky on the call or on the live? How can we tell more people about it so that more people show up? How can we like prepare our technology a little bit more so it doesn't glitch out? Unfortunately, technology that's out of your hands most of the time. If you lose in power mid live, what are you going to do about it? Like, you can't, maybe you can do it on your laptop or your phone so that it doesn't affect it. You know what I mean? There's all these things that's okay, this happened and you can feel your feelings about it, but then you have to learn to rebound from it and be like, what did I learn from it? How do I move on? So that fear of, I'm not going to survive or I'm not going to thrive in this business is what's going to stop you from actually moving forward and starting the business. And being scared of not succeeding, like, you're literally blocking yourself and you're blocking the universe from giving you what you want. Like, you have to start doing the mindset work and you have to start getting into this like abundant lifestyle and abundant thinking of, I am worthy of all of the good that's going to come into my life, all of the people's lives that I'm going to change with my knowledge, because I have a lot of value to give. Like, this is how you need to start talking to yourself. And that's how things are going to start like moving forward within your business, because you're going to start feeling so good and you're going to be like feeling so confident with the voice that you're like giving yourself basically. And by building your own confidence and being confident in your business and like how you can help these people's lives, how you can help these other businesses thrive, is it's going to help you move forward, because that's what you're focusing on. You're not no longer focusing on shaming yourself or making yourself feel small. Like, your focus now is like, how many lives can I change? Like, how many people can I impact with my knowledge? Like, it's not something that just comes easy. It took me a really long time. Like, we're talking 2 years of since I started my VA business. I was nowhere like this person that you're seeing right now. I was like the polar opposite, like super introvert, don't want to talk to anybody, like barely want to get on a phone call with anyone. If I had to call, like, to pick like anything, to place an order, I would do anything that I could, place the order online, avoid talking to anybody if I could, to now being on a YouTube channel and sharing like how far I've come in my journey. And I'm still super like early on in my journey too, but I've come a long way. And I feel like a lot of people just get stuck, and I just don't want you to get stuck. And I hope that this video can help you at least understand like what thoughts are coming in, recognize them, give them a voice, make yourself like validate that is how you're feeling and that's okay. And how do we reframe it into more positive, like, how do we shift it from being a negative perspective to being more positive, and focusing on how many lives and how many businesses can benefit from your skills and from your knowledge, because you do have a lot of value and you've got so much to give to those businesses that need your help. And it's almost doing a disservice to them by you not moving forward and starting that business, because we could all benefit from it. I hope you have an amazing day. And if this resonated with you, and if you want to learn more or hear more from me, please subscribe this video, comment below on any other topics that you feel like you would like to hear more about, and we'll chat soon.